Welcome in, everybody, to another glorious edition of 410 Sports Talk. The Baltimore Ravens lose today. Of course, it's our post-game show. If you haven't already noticed, the Baltimore Ravens lose to the Indianapolis Colts
22-19.
22
How about them O's, though?
That was quick. So we're going to get into it. We're here to talk about, of course, the loss. The good, the bad, the ugly, and otherwise.
Unbelievable.
But here we are after an overtime that went almost all the way down to the wire. In a alternate universe where Gardner Minshew puts up a fight against a guy like Lamar Jackson. Pretty weird game in a lot of ways, Glenn. I think is fair.
Yeah.
A lot of uncommon,
which we expected
happened
with the weather.
Yeah, that definitely was a bit of an equalizer there. But I think overall, I think you guys will hear us talk a lot today about, and this is just my opinion. Glenn and I haven't said this, but I think he'll agree with me. Missed opportunities. I think this is really what it's about. I don't think the Ravens got beat by a better team. I think they just had too many missed opportunities.
I mean, countless missed opportunities. I mean, you just look at overtime, and you got a handful of missed opportunities in just overtime alone, much less the rest of the game. This was one of, if not the most frustrating game I've seen in a long, long time. I mean, it was painful to watch at times on offense. Absolutely painful. And defense as well, in the sense that when it was time to get a big stop, I mean, and it sucks too because, man, did I nail my defensive player of the game or did I nail it?
I just want to say you absolutely did. Like, I'm completely overshadowed here, but Brandon Stevens had two huge plays.
He did.
Down in the – but absolutely. Dude, history.
I mean, dude, 3 sacks. I mean, he was all over the line of scrimmage, making tackles on the running back.
What an incredible open field tackler. We're going to talk about some. I mean, outside of just the sacks, his one-on-one tackling is great. I mean, he was all over the place, dude.
Yeah, he was absolutely special. Man, yeah, we got a lot to get into here. So, I mean, I guess we'll just start.
I just want to start with what's most frustrating for me. All right.
What the refs? The refs?
Well, yeah, we can start there. We're going to get there. I'm not going to go right there.
Okay.
I'm super upset about the fact that we are 2 coordinators in. Now, it's only out of the week 3. But all the defensive coordinators go, okay, well, Lamar Jackson, the passing game is improved. So what's our remedy? Maybe the same thing that we did against Greg Roman. Let's just bring the house and have Lamar Jackson deal with it. And guess what happened? We got stuck at the middle of the field, just like you talked about, all in overtime. I felt like all they were doing over and over again, just brought it and said, Lamar, deal with it. God, can't we figure this out, Glenn?
It looked like they did last week. I mean, last week it looked like they had all the answers when the blitz came. And then this week, I mean, just like you said, missed opportunities where the guy's there and the ball's thrown behind him, or the ball's there, and in Isaiah Likely's case, he drops a massive first down first down. As far as I remember, that would have made it a first down, or at least given us field goal range.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. And then who thought? Did anyone think that ball was going to be short when it left Justin Tucker's foot?
No.
No one. Like, I thought, it's right down the middle.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think he was trying to put a little more air under it because of the big guys in the middle?
Well, he definitely put more air under it. I don't know if that was the intent, but he definitely did get too much air under it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I can't even blame it on Justin. I mean, yeah, he got beat by their kicker. A guy set an NFL record, 4 field goals over 50 yards. Never been done before, which is crazy to think about. That 2000 year, I guess field goals just weren't kicked from as far. But, man, Matt Stover had to get somewhere close to that, right? We only kicked 1 million field goals that year. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that was a shocker. A lot of weird stuff that happened in this game.
First of all, Matt Gay is now known as kicking God. I mean, this guy couldn't miss. I mean, he was at 4 50-yard field goals and made them all look like a breeze right down the center of the pipe. Oh, my goodness. So freaking frustrating. Jimbo.
I'll tell you what, though. Let's back up for a second and just say that. I just want to say this. One thing that was frustrating for me was that by the time the fourth quarter and definitely overtime was being played, we were like half a team. I think Bateman went out, Ajabo went out, Stone went out and came back.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm missing someone else. Oh, Gus went out.
Mm-hmm. That's a big one.
I mean, dude, how many more people are we going to lose?
We just lost DK, so that
I
counts.
know.
That's another
DK
one.
went out.
DK's gone. Dang,
I bet you his computer. I bet you his battery just died.
Yeah, it could be. Let's get to some of these chats here. JL says defense couldn't stop the run. Why is Zay the only wide receiver getting scheme touches? No Bateman. Monken has got to respect Rashad Bateman. I will say, I mean, you got a lot there, JL, to break down. I mean, I did not expect, I know you're a Zach Moss guy, but I did not see Zach Moss getting 30 carries, A, and B, going for 122 yards. I didn't see either of those things.
He's a bell cow, man.
And then that wasn't even the best part of what he did. That wheel route, I mean, holy, perfect throw, great catch. Pat Queen was there, but doesn't make a play on the ball. And yeah, I mean, that he was phenomenal. Zay
had a buddy text me, said, I guess the Ravens are regretting drafting J.K. Dobbins over Zach Moss.
Well, certainly with the benefit of hindsight, but J.K. was pretty good when he was in there.
For sure.
But you know, also JL goes, I agree. I mean, Zay again, by far the leader in targets and receptions today, gets 10 targets, twice as much as Mark Andrews, ends up with 8 catches, which is also twice as much as the second leading pass catcher is Nelson Aguilar, which is 4. I mean, the part that shocked me was at the end when we needed a big play, Devin Duvernay got his only target of the game. Yeah. And it was a fantastic play. Kenny Moore got a hand in on it. But it just makes me wonder, like, why is that not being drawn up for Nelson Aguilar or Bateman? Rashad Bateman gets 3 targets, 1 catch for just 6 yards.
Yeah.
Where has Rashad Bateman been, Jimbo?
Yeah. I mean, it's exciting to watch the balance, right, within this offense. But the announcer, I think we've had him for a couple weeks now. He kept saying the same thing, players, not plays. Right. And so at what point in the game, like it's very easy to do in basketball where you just give the guy the ball and you do this crap. Right. And then you know already what's happening. No one's passing the ball and you're going to the basket. Right. Like at what point is it like, all right, we know who our guys are. They need the ball. Let's get the ball to 89. Let's go. Just like you said, let's get the ball to Nelly. Let's get the ball to Zay. Yeah. So it does make you wonder because it's fun. It's nice to see the balance because it makes you unpredictable, but there are certain moments where it's like, all right, people are going to know what we're going to do and we got to just do it anyway, right? It's about execution.
I just didn't like that. And I get why you do it because you're trying to be deceptive and you don't want the defense to know who you're targeting. But in the 2 biggest moments, Isaiah Likely and Devin Duvernay were the targets. And that to me, I don't like that. Even though I like those players, I just don't like that being the go-to guy. Sean says, guys, horrible game. Yes, the offense played horrendous, but I hate to say this. Oh, come on, Sean. Don't get too emotional.
Yeah. Let's not get crazy, Sean.
But I'm starting to think Tucker is slipping. He's 4 for 6 this year, and I've never seen him short with a kick. Look, the only 2 he's missed
were
absolute bombs.
Yarder.
Yeah, they were absolute bombs. Yeah,
it was a 61 shot. Sean, that's like a mile. All right? Like
most teams aren't even thinking that a field goal is in the cards. It's 61. You know, let's not get crazy. I get it. Look, you know what I love about Sean? He's like a lot like you, Jimbo. Dude, he gets emotional,
downs, man.
And he'll say some stuff, bro.
Yeah, my wife just said, cut Justin Tucker after he missed the field. She's like, cut him. I'm like, who are you going to replace him with?
Yeah, no. I'll keep our guy, but I was stunned to see that ball fall short.
Look,
I mean, absolutely stunned.
But this is my question, right? Like, Mariano Rivera wasn't a perfect closer statistically wise, right? Like, dude.
Tom Brady didn't complete every game-winning touchdown drive in his career.
So are the Yankees after a blown save, they're like, get Mariano out of there?
Yeah, they changed his music too. It's not Sandman when he enters. It's like Tiddlywinks. It's like they killed everything.
I don't think so, right? Like,
nah.
Don't worry, Sean. Look, this is the one thing, Sean.
He called it, though. Didn't he call it?
Yeah, he did.
Sean was the only one calling the trap game, and everybody was frying him in the chat. True. And look, I don't know if you want to call this a trap game, because to me, it just was more about execute. It didn't look like they were, like, uninterested or anything like that. They just were, I don't know, man. They just couldn't execute. Why are all the super chats? I guess they disappear as you click on. Okay, all right. Okay. He's like, I got this. Keep your hands away. All right, DK. I didn't know where you went for a little while. We missed you.
Did your computer die?
You called it. Dang, dude.
Okay, right out of the screen.
By the way, did you guys see? I'm sure you did. The Dolphins scored 70 points today.
Yeah.
They set the NFL record for yardage, 726 yards.
Good for the Dolphins. I don't give a crap.
No, but I just think it's funny because Sean Payton was trashing the coaching staff last year of the Denver Broncos, and then he let 70 get dropped on him.
Yeah.
When's the last time you've seen a team score 70 in the NFL?
Yeah. Well, and Vic Fangio, wasn't he the head coach there? Isn't he the DC in Miami now?
He was the DC. The head coach was the guy who's the offensive coordinator for the Jets now. Aaron Rodgers guy.
No. I thought Fangio. Remember the year that he was whining?
But that wasn't when he was talking about. He was talking about last year.
Oh, I got you. Oh, right. Yeah, Hackett.
Yeah. The Hackett experiment.
Yeah, dude.
Let's see.
It's hard for me to disagree with Doom Going 94 said wasted 3.5 hours of a Sunday. It was more than 3.5 hours, I think, my man. Also, yay, more injuries. Yeah, the injuries are just, dude, whatever is happening. Like, seriously, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's not stretching or who's doing what and not doing what. Figure it out, man. Figure it out. Guys are going down like dominoes, dude. It's just ridiculous.
But I mean, at the same point, these are game day injuries. Like, I can't even blame, like, if these were preseason or training camp issues but no, I mean, these are just freak injuries, bad luck. Like, you can't blame the training staff for Gus Edwards getting a concussion.
I will.
But first of all, I didn't know it was possible for Gus Edwards to have a concussion. I thought he was the juggernaut.
Yeah, but he played after that. And then
he got a couple.
They grabbed him and took him off.
Because he was probably like, his eyes were probably going like this or something.
But I think what it is the person saw the play. You'd remember it.
I remember where he took a couple pops.
Yeah.
Where he was standing up. Yeah, I remember the play exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but he played a couple plays after that. But the eye in the sky probably was like, there's no way this dude doesn't have a concussion.
Yeah, Devin says their D line ate us alive. Rush defense was gassed. Run defense. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, excuse me. We knew that was their strength coming into this game, and it certainly made its presence known. I will say, disappointed in Zaire Franklin. Is that his name? The leading tackler for them, the guy leading the leading tackle.
Yeah. When he grabbed his ankle.
Yeah, dude, lifting his ankle all up high like that. That's just trying to get somebody hurt, dude. I don't like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Really stupid. That's
a dirty play.
It's unnecessary. It's tasteless. Sean Pitzer, I'm not saying cut him, but Tucker's never short on a kick. I literally couldn't believe my eyes.
Yeah.
Look, the last 61-yarder he hit was in no weather, and it hit the crossbar. So, I mean, he was only a few inches of being short on that one, too, right? If there was any wind there, he would have been short.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just tough. But I get it, though. I mean, he's got to hit it. Got to hit it, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're just so used to it. And unfortunately, with success comes expectations, and there's just different expectations for him, literally in anyone in the league. And so, but he wants that. I'm sure, he'll tell you that. My whole thing is, Jimbo, how is it tell me if I'm crazy. Did the Kenyon Drake fumble completely
change the whole
game for us? Like, how do you come out? You go 12 plays, 80 yards, 6.5 minutes for a tutty, look absolutely sensational. And then you start the next drive picking up where you left off. Gus goes for 9 yards on first down. Then Mark Andrew goes for 20 yards on the next play on second down. Then he hits Kenyon Drake for 24 yards, only to be stripped by the healthy scratch Juju Brents, their second-round pick from last week. This guy, and after that, we looked like we didn't know how to play offense, Jimbo.
Yeah, it was terrible. Terrible. I mean, it just sucked the life out of the entire offense. They did not rebound from that. And then wasn't the next drive the Lamar fumble?
Yeah, and the fumbles have got to stop. But you know what?
Got to stop.
What the flock is right. Look, I'm not on here. I mean, we rarely bash the refs, like very rarely bash the refs. I saw that face mask call immediately when it happened. And when the flag came, I went, yay, we got the flag. I didn't see the block in the back. I thought that flag was for his whole head got turned.
Yeah, let me ask you, though, does one negate the other in that scenario?
It would have, but it would have given him another opportunity at third down.
Oh, because it's a replay.
It would have been a replay. So at the very least, they're trying again from third down. And it's just like, and then how do you not call a PI?
I know. That was the crazy one. He
turned his whole body.
Yeah, that was insane. And you got to know, too, as a referee, it's very – okay, look, I'm sorry to make all the comparisons, but anytime you know that if you're switching on a screen, you got a big guy in front of you, he's going to want to get handsy with you.
Yeah.
right? Same exact thing. You got to know your referee. There's a linebacker on the shiftiest guy on the field. Yeah, in the league, but certainly on the field. There's no way he's not getting his hands all over him. There's no way. So you're going to tell me just Zay Flowers, his own body contorted itself that way? No.
Crazy.
What are we doing here?
Now, look, the Ravens deserve to lose this game, by the way they played. They did. They did not play well. But if they got one of those two calls, they win the game. So it's not like where I'm saying that, they cost them the game. The Ravens cost themselves the game. But you can also agree and address the fact that if those calls are made, even one of them, it changes the entire game. YPC Dro says no team came back and win when they fumble 4 times. Don't matter what happens during the game, bad calls or not. 100% right. I mean, how do you fumble the ball 4 damn times? A couple of them just horrible ball security. Horrible.
I don't get it. It's like, oh my gosh. So it's like when you learn one new thing, it knocks the old knowledge out of your brain. Right?
Like they looked so good last week, man.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, now I figured out all these other things. Let me forget that, when I was in first grade, I figured out how to hold a football.
So frustrating, man.
Yeah, Sean Pisters, I literally had the same look when Cundiff missed. Yeah.
Yeah, stakes were a little different, but yeah.
Yeah, man, this was just a brutal one. I just want to back up and say a couple things, and Colts fans are going to hate that I say this, but I don't care. If you look at this game, we're 2-1. The Colts are also 2-1, but I believe that this year, by the time we get to double digits in weeks, we're going to be talking about 2 different teams on 2 different trajectories. I still obviously believe in the Ravens. They need health, and we need improvements. I'm not saying that, but I'm hoping that the Ravens can look at this game and learn from it, move on from it, and we can see them snap back this week, right? Like, I still think the Ravens have all the ingredients they need to make a deep run in the playoffs, but holy crap, man. Like, Super Bowl winning teams generally don't lose games like this. So we've got to figure out how to get over the hump when things maybe aren't working as we planned, right? Like when weird things are happening, when you get adversity, when you get injuries, if you're going to make a run, you got to figure out how to get through those things. So, while I think the Colts are just in a different scenario as a team right now.
Yeah, Massey says, Deshaun back in form. Relax, Massey. 1 game. He's looked trash until this game, but okay.
Well,
Browns defense giving up
like
less
80
than
yards
10.
Backwards.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that clip from Deshaun Watson today when he gets sacked, but he literally threw the ball 15 yards backwards.
Yeah.
So let's not give him his roses just yet, but the defense is playing well. Yeah, the Ravens offense is not firing, but again, for all of last game and the first quarter of this game until that Drake fumble, they looked unbelievable, dude. Like, remember at halftime, Lamar Jackson did not have an incomplete pass.
Insane.
We just kept fumbling the damn ball, so we couldn't do nothing. I still feel great about this division. Like, the Bengals, to me, are in huge, huge trouble. Huge trouble. They're 0-2. There's no way Burrow's playing this week. I don't care how much time he's limping. If they play him, they're idiots. They're absolute morons for playing that guy if they risk injury again. The Steelers are done to me. I don't think they have a quarterback.
Yeah, they're in absolute panic mode with Kenny Pickett.
And then, the Browns had a good game. Go look at what Ford did in replace of Chubb. He had a couple tutties, but he had like 10 carries for 14 yards. That's going to catch up to them eventually. So, they caught some teams by surprise. They caught the Tennessee Titans by surprise because people probably weren't really sure what their game plan would be in the absence of Nick Chubb. Let's see if they can consistently put up these kinds of numbers offensively.
Yeah, Tone the Virgo says, I wonder at what point did Minshew get tired of seeing number 14 in PI? Should have been called in OT. Dude,
he was so good, man. He was so good. And remember,
so incredible.
I even mentioned like that, the loss of Ardarius, it would force him back down into his role.
Yeah.
Don't take him out of that role, dude. He is too effective. He's so good as a blitzer. I mean, we got to leave him in that role, man. I don't want to see him playing way, way back, dude.
Yeah, is there any way we can just if Geno Stone, I know he came back in the game, but if he does have some injury that we find out later, is there any way we can just call the Jets?
Yeah, and who are we gonna get?
Just get Chuck Clark to come on back.
He's
down?
hurt. Remember?
Oh, is he hurt?
Hey, he tore his knee in the offseason, man.
Oh, there we go. Can't even do
done
that.
Too.
Great.
Yeah,
even the guys that have hung out here for a little bit are hurt.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Everybody's hurt, Jimbo. It ain't just us. Doomgoy, this game should be studied for signs. I don't think they should watch the tape at all, Doomgoy. I think they should ball this garbage up and throw it in the trash and never look at it again. It was, oh man, tough to watch. But I tell you what, we got to give a couple guys credit. I'm going to start with Jadeveon Clowney. That guy is a absolute problem. I mean, him in the passing, as a pass rusher has been awesome. But
dude, how strong is Jadeveon Clowney? Like, dude, I think people
stacks, bro.
Because he's not like he's got
a long length.
Yeah, he's got long limbs for his position. So like he doesn't look he's not bulky looking, but dude, he mauls people and just throws guys.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap, he's so physical.
Yeah, he is. And then they end up with 3 guys with double-digit tackles this game, Jimbo. Roquan and Patrick Queen are no surprise with 13 and 11.
Yeah, that wheel route though.
Yeah, I know. But look, that's a lot to add. That was a perfect throw, awesome catch, and you're asking your linebacker to run with him.
The only thing I'll say with that is that it is a running back running a route here. You're not defending a guy that's you know what I mean, that's out there running a perfect route. This is a running back coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my only if that would have been a tight end or a wide receiver, I would have given him a little more grace, but like I think I should be able to expect for Pat Queen to keep up with a running back running a wheel route.
Yeah.
That's just me.
And he did. He just didn't play the ball well.
Yeah. Just played the ball
didn't.
Horrendously. Sorry,
yeah,
Pat.
Yeah. Well, he never found it. Adit says, the only good thing happened today is that the Orioles' magic number for home field dropped to just 3 games. The ref has to have had better situational awareness on that missed PI. Why have we not gotten to the point where we can challenge penalties?
Challenge a PI.
You should be able to challenge whatever the hell you want with those flags. Yeah. You get what? A couple opportunities to throw that damn flag?
It's stupid.
You should be able to challenge where the hell you want to challenge. If they miss a call or make a horrible call, why is that not challengeable? It's so goofy to me.
Yeah, it's dumb. Well, it's the same reason why there's not technology in the ball on the first yard line. Or depending on guys that probably need cataract surgery to spot the ball. Really?
So dumb.
You're at my dad's age.
Yeah, they can't keep up with these guys. Not even close.
You got like a hip, 1 hip replacement, 2 knee replacements, and 3 cat. And you're like, the ball was exactly there. No, I don't think so. Not 1930.
I mean, look at what tennis has. Tennis has that technology where they can tell if a sliver of the ball touched the line. Like and yet, like you said, we're relying on 60-year-old guys.
Could you imagine Mr. Pearney out there in an NFL game trying to call a ball? Knocking Pearney's a hell of a referee, but that's just a lot to ask.
That's a lot to ask. But let me tell you, them coaches would be in line if Pearney was out there. Pearney don't play, bro. You want a flag, coach? 15, coach. He'll get you. YPC Dro says, if you didn't fumble 4 times, you wouldn't lose. Yeah, I mean, you can. I mean, look, my key to the game offensively, Jimbo, I really nailed it in this preview. Don't hurt yourself. Yeah. No self-inflicted wounds. And what did they do all day? Nothing but drop passes and penalties and fumbles and
this was aggravating. Late season. This was late season last year's Ravens.
Yeah, but and the refs too. I mean that missed. Dude, how do you miss his helmet snapping to the side?
Dude,
how do you miss that?
Yeah.
And by the way, who else thought it was over when we got to safety, right? Like,
yeah, this game.
And then also, I gotta say it. And my nephew Tyler mentioned it when he texted me, so I'm gonna give him a little love here. But if Zay Flowers doesn't catch the fair catch on the ensuing punt, if he runs the ball for 3 seconds, he takes out the 2-minute warning. It kills one of their opportunities to stop the clock, and the game would have been over right there. Just by him run, he caught a fair catch with 20 yards in front of him.
Yeah.
With 3 seconds before the 2-minute warning. Now, I'm not going to bag on Zay because he's a young guy.
And I think he was.
But why is he even back there and not Devin Duvernay?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what Zay was just told. He was just being told what to do. Like,
yeah, why is Devin Duvernay out there? He's our all-pro.
Yeah. No, for sure. I think it was I think that was coach. I think even if Devin's out there, he's going to say the same thing. I think he thought that was.
Think about it. You kill 3 seconds. You eat that time stoppage, and now they have 1 timeout.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I feel like as frustrating as that was, we should have just gotten the first down.
Yeah. Right.
Get the first down, dude. Like.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Obviously, like the details are important, but when you just line up and play, get the 10 yards, offense. Yards. Like,
I know it.
You know, so it's tough. Damon says, Mincham says, I'm with you, Jimbo. Brandon Stevens is always so close, but yet so far. I hate to love him. Yeah, Brandon's a tough one. I mean, look, I don't know what the stats are. All I know is that I think of 2 plays, positive, and it had to. Obviously, the catch in overtime was not great. I thought he played it about as well as he could. He just simply was up against a guy that's 6'4" who made an incredible catch, who high pointed it perfectly, right? But the play to Pierce was that also in overtime? No, I think that was in the fourth quarter that he made, where Pierce already made the catch like at the 3 or 4 yard line, and he stuck his hand in there and he knocked it out. And then the tackle on 4th down where he knifed in there and tackled the running back. Not many corners.
I thought he had his best games I've ever seen personally.
Yeah, not many.
I know everybody's hating on him. Come on.
Yeah.
Dude, that catch that Pittman made.
Perfect. That was a perfect catch.
Dude, my man Stevens was removing his helmet as he's catching it, and then what's his name? Gino pops him, and somehow that dude hung on to the freaking ball, dude. That was a crazy catch, dude. Hold on, did we even read that, by the way?
Which one?
Oh, we did. Okay. Making sure. I couldn't remember if we read that last one. Oh, there you go. Speaking of my nephew Tyler, shout out to Tyler.
Hey.
Embarrassing. Yes. Oh, let me tell you, Tyler was feverishly texting me during this game. We need to live and die by the sword on these types of games, like the good teams. Give the ball to our best players. A 23-year-old lost this game. I guess he's talking about the Zay thing, or is he talking about Isaiah Light?
John has he followed up with John has to tell him not to.
There you go.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's surprising with John's background as a special teamer that because that is such a key point, dude. That clock stoppage was so huge at that point. I'm really surprised because usually
see what John says about that, because
I hope he's asked.
Yeah, and I think that I wonder if he was just already assuming, well, whatever. I don't know what the clock was at before he kicked it. You know, he thought it was going to be 5 seconds. You know what I mean? By the time Zay gets to it, whatever the average hang time is, or I don't even know if he thought that it was in play, like the idea of catching it 2:01.
Yeah,
catching it. You know.
Yeah, and it could have been one of those things where, like, they thought Dev was going to run out there, and then something happened where he couldn't. And they're like, "All right, Zay, just go out there and catch it."
Right. Yeah.
Could have been something that simple,
something like little league-ish stuff where he's like,
because they know Zay can catch it. Like, he's done that.
Oh, right. And DK's right. Clock starts when you receive. That's a good point too. So it was already at. Right.
Yeah, because it was a safety. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't a traditional punt.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I know I'm an emotional. Sean Pitts said, I know I'm an emotional fan, and I really don't mean the Justin Tucker stuff. He's so much. Darn fan, I can't believe so. Sean, man,
I love it.
We got to hang out sometime because
I know
Glenn knows this whole thing that I go through, man. Well, I'll just say something, and I'm like, dang it, you know what? Now I feel bad.
That's why Jimmy can't tweet during the games.
Dude, only when we're winning.
Yeah, we won't let him do it because he'll say some wild. It's just the same reason that Bashadi's not at the game or doesn't make contact, because I'm sure he'd say some things out of frustration that you don't mean, disappointment. But yeah, a lot of fans
Bashadi would do for real though. He wouldn't say anything. He would just pick up the phone, and there'd be some dude on his phone named Mobster Tony, and he would just make the call. Just emotionless, just like. It's time, and just put the phone down, right? And then that's it. And then you see this big Italian dude just whack, and it's over for somebody. You're like, just
it looks like somebody said in the chat that John was asked about the last second play, and
that's interesting.
Yeah, he thought the clock was at 1:58, and then it was changed, so it was some confusion there. Yeah, I'm not sure what these refs were up to. The refs were absolutely garbage today. Assad says, so upset. LJ and Harbs need to be better situationally. Absolutely agree. I mean, look, as good as LJ played last week, he had some rough moments. I mean, not just the ball security, but he's throwing behind guys in big time situations. I mean, oh man, you can't have that many opportunities with such good field position with the game on the line and go backwards. You just can't do it, man. That sack at the end when he tried to throw the ball with his left hand, you cannot take that sack, Lamar. Throw the ball away before that. You cannot, dude. That was so bad to take that sack, dude. It killed all momentum because right before that, we had a nice play to Melvin Gordon. We're moving the ball. We're on the brink of getting in field goal range and giving Tucker a chance to redeem himself so Sean don't cut him. And then that happens.
Yeah, ultimately, I think, like, it's like you said, the Ravens deserve to lose. Like, the play call wasn't great. Clock management wasn't great. Like, turnovers, quarterback play wasn't great. I don't think there was anything the Ravens did great except 14. Kyle Hamilton played historically well today. Like, other than that, I think everything was below average.
Well, I'll give Clowney. He played well. I thought Clowney played well in just, despite the fact he didn't have a lot of numbers by the end of the game. I thought he played pretty well. And then, like I said, Brandon Stevens, I'll give him some credit. I thought he fought his ass off. Max says Kohler over Likely next week, please. Man, that was tough, man.
We need some. Everyone talked about how exciting. We did. How excited we were about Likely to take the next step. Kohler being in there. Kohler being the next Mark Andrews, and Mark Andrews being out of here. Like,
who said that, by the way?
Yeah, good old Kadri. What's up, Kadri? No, but seriously though, we talked about this team potentially having the deepest tight end room in the NFL.
Yeah.
And at this point, number 2 and number 3 have done nothing of consequence.
Nope.
I think that's fair to say.
Oh, for sure.
Nothing of consequence. So we need those guys to step up. If not, let's bring Vokalek in. Shoot, forget it. I'd rather if you're just gonna drop them, dump some off to old Patrick Ricard, man. At least he's gonna catch the rock, dude.
Nobody wants to tackle that guy.
I'm not saying I want him running routes like Isaiah Likely. I'm not crazy, right? But you understand what I'm saying, right? We want guys that are gonna make an impact. These guys they're not moving the needle. They're not.
Yeah. And also we saw kind of the return of. Look, we talked about it in a game like this, turnovers. Who wins the turnover battle is going to be a huge indicator of who wins the game.
Yep.
And we lose. You come out and you just turn the ball over like crazy, man. It's so frustrating.
Does the safety count as a turnover?
It shouldn't. It should, but it doesn't.
Okay. The only reason I'm asking is because so we didn't turn over a Gardner Minshew then, right? Because we had the other opportunity at the fumble.
0. And we had two fumbles.
Dude,
2 big fumbles.
Moon's got to realize this is a split second thing. I'm splitting hairs here, but Kyle was already on the ground, right? Like, you got over ambition. Remember when I think Peanut did the same thing years ago? He wanted to pick it up and run with it. I forgot who it was. It was already all over on the ground. So he basically, they stripped one another of the opportunity to possess the football.
Yeah. Appreciate it, Mitty Raw. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and DK, if you got an actual comment, okay, cool. How do you not allow Justin Tucker to redeem himself? Was that one for the 65-yarder?
Well, I think if Lamar doesn't take that sack at the end where he's trying to left-hand the ball out of bounds, he would have had an opportunity. But you lose 10 yards on that play, you're forced to burn a timeout, and it just totally destroyed all the momentum and all the all the forward motion the Ravens had. It was absolutely frustrating. It's a shame too because Lamar had his best day on the ground by far. This guy goes over 100, has 2 yards on the ground. That first rushing touchdown, I didn't see the window, not from broadcast
only Lamar
angle.
Did. Only Lamar did.
Crazy. He slides in. It's just amazing how that first quarter went and how the rest of the game went. It was like 2 different teams played. It was absolutely frustrating. Oh, man. This one's yours, Jimbo.
Okay, let's see it. Azel Thorne says, don't forget the missed first. Wait, what? Don't forget the missed first by Likely.
Yeah, when he dropped that ball.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, I just didn't
do it.
Missed first down. Yeah. You're right, Azel. This is yeah, you're absolutely right. The catch was there, and it was a beautiful throw. It was thrown right in the pocket. The only
throw.
The only guy that could get that ball was Isaiah Likely.
Yep. And in a time when your quarterback just got done missing a nice easy throw, you got to make that catch.
Yeah.
And then later on that throw to it was a baby easy little route across the middle from Zay. You can't miss that throw, dude.
It was interesting though. I think that Zay did one of these. I feel like I don't know what the situation was. You're right. You can't miss that stuff. But they're only 3 weeks in playing together, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to grasp onto anything,
It's
right?
crazy you lose this game against that team, dude.
Just makes me think of when Torrey Smith took the ball to the helmet from Joe Flacco in like preseason game 2, way back his rookie year. Like they're still getting adjusted to the
and maybe it was like an
level.
option thing where he could have stopped or kept going. He kept going. Lamar thought he was going to stop. It could have been that, but either way, those guys got to link up. Isaac says that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Ravens' annual frustrating September game loss they should have won. Shake my head. Yeah, I mean, it seems like they always have that game, and this is probably what Sean Pisker was predicting when he said, a kind of a trap game. Yeah, they always have one of those games where they just play down to the level, and it absolutely makes you scratch your head. The fact that the Colts had more time of possession in this game by a pretty decent margin.
Oh, it's insane. The way you said, with the way the first quarter went.
Like, it makes no sense to me, man. And then, this team went from being like, it's just crazy to me. I know Gus was out, but all of a sudden, like, we couldn't pick up short yards. It's just.
I tell you what, though, Melvin Gordon played valiantly.
Yeah, I thought he played better than I was expecting.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting a net 0 out of Melvin Gordon, but he actually had some pepper in his jack today. And
his jack.
You know what I mean? Like,
is this a new one, dude?
You never heard
By
that
the way, he did average only 3 yards a carry, but
he had that big catch.
That big catch in the end, that 12-yard catch that got him.
I was gonna say, and he had the one run off to the left. I think it was for like 9 yards or something.
Yeah. He had some big plays, and he didn't fumble. That's the most important thing.
Big thing. Every time I was like, "Don't fumble, don't fumble, don't fumble." Yeah,
he's one of the guys.
Says, "Jimmy, I'll hang out anytime." I don't know where you're at, Sean, but maybe we'll hang out sometime.
I think he's in the South. I got him.
Florida?
I think he's in the. Yeah, I think he's in the South somewhere. Yeah,
I think he's told us before. Yeah.
All right, Tyler. He says 2-1. If we win the division games, we will forget. But man, this offense needs to figure it out. Defense was fantastic as usual. I'm not worried. Us and Chiefs are same record. Finns are the only threat. I'm assuming that's what he meant. Finns. Yeah. Finns put up 70. That's and they're the only team left now that the Ravens have lost in the AFC that's undefeated. Now they're 3-0. So, man, one got away, man. Like I guess if we recalibrated kind of how we thought, like, and we would have won this game and the Texans game, we lost a nail biter to a healthy Bengals team. It may have been different, but you win that Bengals game, man. You got to win this game, man. It kind of means that last week didn't mean as much because you're still ending up 2-1 at the end of 3 games, which is what most people predicted.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what a frustrating game. All right, Iberorama.
But I also, okay, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say should not have been in position to lose this game that we know. However, can refs start getting fines like players after the games? Yeah, that'd be interesting. See how things.
All they get their ability to do playoff games and Super Bowls taken away. That's what happens if you play poorly.
But you're right, Glenn. I don't understand how you don't need to up the amount of challenges.
No,
you need to up the plays that can be challenged.
Right. It wouldn't. And they're like, oh, it'll slow the game down. Really? Because they still have the same amount of flags tucked into their sock.
Yeah.
Like it is absolutely bull crap. But yeah, I mean, you're right. We should not have been in position to lose this game. But the refs did absolutely help the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh my God.
There's just no doubt about it. They did.
Ugh, who was paying who? That's what I want to know. Tyler says, last one, Stevens is amazing. Just 0 ball skills. Fantastic player. No ball skills. Yeah.
But he did he did get his hands on a couple today. Had 2 pass breakups, big time plays. And even, I'll say it again, that Pittman catch was absolutely stupid.
It was amazing. What are you supposed to do in that scenario?
I mean, he was literally, his helmet was like up here. Like his face mask was up here by the time the ball. I think he may have caught that ball without even looking at it.
Right. Yeah, no, his eyes, I feel like his eyes were already closed and the ball was just like a foot or 2 away from it. You know what I mean? It was all memory, like muscle memory and reaction. And Tyler says, I lied. We should have let Tuck do the 62. Weird behavior by the staff. Was it a 62?
Well, he just missed a 61 where he was short by 5 or 6 yards.
I tell you what, if it was 62, I'll let him bang it too because he ain't missing it.
But we don't know, like, was it raining? Like, I couldn't tell from the broadcast what the weather was like half the time, whether it was raining or if it stopped raining. Because I know sometimes it was, sometimes it wasn't. I don't know, man. But yeah, you'd like to see him get an opportunity at 62. It is Jay Tuck, but that's a bomb in Baltimore on a rainy day with a lot of humidity in the air. I don't know, man. That's a hell of a boot, dude. But if anyone can do it,
DK said looked like Gay was just fine.
He was, dude. He was kicking his ass off, bro. Everything right down the middle, had plenty of room to spare.
Yeah. Sean Pitts said, Jimmy, I live in Western Maryland. Nice. Guys, I'll finish with this. This team wasn't going to go 17-0, but we always seem to drop games we shouldn't. I know they'll get this cleaned up. I hope you're right. We do always seem to drop games we shouldn't. Some of this, we got to get healthy, dude. We got to get healthy. Like, is Marlon coming back? And when?
That's what I mean, dude. Because if not, what the hell is he doing not on IR?
I'm not saying Marlon shouldn't have a life, but man, the dude is doing all kinds of fun things except practicing football. Mm-hmm. And like, maybe he's out there working really hard. Look, I'll never say Marlon's not a hard worker. He is. Like, I don't think you just wake up looking like Marlon Humphrey as a corner. Marlon Humphrey can work.
I woke up like this.
Right. Yeah. I know he's got, great pedigree, but ultimately you can tell he's in the gym. I just want to know what's going on, dude. Are we getting someone back here? Anyone? Please. Like, can we get some help?
Yeah. No, I mean, they have 7 starters out. That's insane. By week
after today's game, wouldn't it be 11?
Oh yeah, because you lose more. Yep. Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. Massey,
you got a Jabo, Gus. Who else went out? That's Stone, also starter, and he came back in.
Yep. Thank goodness. We cannot afford to lose that guy.
No, and I'm forgetting somebody, but
let's see. Massey says the first possession in overtime after a great punt return and almost already in Tucker's range. What would you have done different in that series? Run the ball in third? Well, first and foremost, you can't take the sack. I believe that was that drive, if I remember correctly. You can't take a sack there. It's absolutely unbelievable. But what I would have done, for one, I would have liked to see similar what we saw Devin Duvernay last week when he had those 2 jet sweep type runs where it was pretty wide open. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Get the ball. But the big thing is just short, get the ball out of his hands. I love when they ran streaks and then they ran Nelson across as a crossing route. I love that kind of play. Clear it out and just run a nice little crosser underneath. That's all we needed was a couple yards. They were already so damn close. Now, Jimbo, as frustrated as I am, I'm kind of glad to see this kind of reaction. I'm glad to see this because Rashad Bateman said that negativity ain't going to work on me this year. We're going to bounce back. I love to see that, Jimbo.
Yeah, absolutely. And that means he's bought into the system. I think he's excited about the system and the prospect of getting opportunities. Yeah. Yep. Bateman, he looks smooth out there. He needs more shots.
Just give him the ball.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
I'm excited to talk to Cole about what could potentially be happening there from an all 22 perspective. Is there something we're missing? Is he not getting open? Is it, but let's not forget I still think it's fair to say he's still ramping up.
Yeah.
Still ramping up. He's missed a lot of time. A lot.
Yeah, that's the scary part. Like, even if these guys, when they come back, then you got to be worried that, can they get through practice? Can they get, it's going to be a lot of worry. But let me see here. Somebody made a point that after the big kick return, let's see, that was the field goal. I'm trying to find that play where the Ravens had the big kick return and then went, incomplete pass short to Kenyon Drake on first down from your own 46. And then pass short to Andrews for 7 yards. So you got 3rd and 3, and that's when it was the incomplete pass to Likely. So I can't even really be mad if this is the correct drive at the play calling because the ball was there, hit Likely right in the chest, and the ball falls short. And then right after that, they go for it on 4th down to Zay Flowers, and that's when he missed Zay, and Zay was tapping his chest saying, "My bad." Who knows? It's frustrating. God. Happy birthday, by the way, to my son. It's his birthday party. So shout out to Cam.
That's what the kids are in the. That's the. I hear some kids in the background, momentary, like in and out.
Oh, there was a lot of people in my house today, Jimbo. It was absolutely insane because of the weather. It's tough to be outdoors.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Cam. Happy birthday. Doomgoy 94 says, how many injuries is too many to win? Glass cannon. Yeah, you start to wonder, right? But the thing I'll say is that from an IR perspective, we know about Darius Washington, who I'm still confused about his situation because it was initially right to IR, then it was he's getting evaluated. Now is he back to like he's out?
I think he's out now. Yeah.
Is he okay? So there was like this back and forth. And then Marcus Williams has decided to try and make a comeback. Has anyone else hit IR? Oh, and JK, right? But outside of that, the other injuries we have are guys that you're hoping are 2, 4 to 6 week type injuries, right? So we'll see, man. We'll see. We just want him back sooner rather than later. And we got a big matchup, within the division for the, if I'm not mistaken, we're both 2-1, right? Us and the Browns both beat the Bengals. Anyway, so we're both 2-1, and then now they're 1-1 in division. We're only 1-0.
Yep.
But either way, this is a huge game coming up next week. Are we getting anyone back?
I certainly hope Marlon is on the way back. I mean, I just don't get why he was not put on IR. I cannot understand it, dude. If you're not going to be practicing and be back by week 5 at the very latest, I mean, at the very early, at week 4, I should say at the very latest, because if not, then you can put him on IR and he'll be back in week 5 anyway. But yeah, I hope that. I mean, when's Linderbaum going to be back? Like, I think Mustafa had his hands full today. I thought he did what you would, as much as you could hope for a guy who's a clear backup. But I think that front for the Colts certainly won the day. I mean, their linebackers were running everywhere. Their defensive line was wreaking havoc. And yeah, we need some of the big. Now McCary got beat pretty good today on the early play, which ended up being a sack, and I think that was the forced fumble. So yeah, man. They got to get healthy, Jimbo. No doubt about it.
Yeah, well, let's keep going with the losses. Let's move on to our over-under real quick. It's just Quan says, we go up 3 and get conservative like we up 14. Attack the Colts secondary. It's like we get scared. Those Falele plays made it so predictable.
I know.
Spread them out. Yeah. And they weren't even well executed. They're stupid. They look dumb.
Yeah, like frustrating, man. You let that guy come from the backside completely untouched to wreck the play.
With 6 offensive linemen in the game. And I think and Ricard was in the game.
Yeah, and Ricard was in the fullback position.
Yeah. So it's like you got basically 7 guys 300 pounds plus out in front of you, one that's pushing 400. You can't create a human wall. Like
and then they forgot to seal the backside. It's just Quan said. Oh, did we say that?
I just read that one.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right. You want to get to this? So just as you guys know, of course, we're going to get to our over/under, which is competition we do every week, and we do it internally here in the show. But we also, open it to all of you guys. And so if the what's on the line, of course, is some 410 Sports Talk swag. So go ahead and as always, submit your answers prior to the start of the game via social media, any of the handles above Glenn's head, or in the comments on the YouTube video for the pregame show. But we're getting into this one. Now, the one thing I'm going to say is that while we're moving on to the over-under, I also just want to mention that Tuesday night, we're going to talk with Cole, of course, who we're having on every Tuesday, Cole Jackson, who's our resident film expert. And, make sure you come loaded with your questions because we're going to have a lot of them in regards to where were the breakdowns here when they were bringing the heat. Why isn't Bateman getting the ball? Is there something that we're missing? What's the deal with the non holding call? Things like that. So that'll be fun to get into. Make sure you join us on Tuesday night. But all that being said, let's get into these competition results, DK, and we'll end this thing out. Let's roll it. All right.
This one was going for way over until the injury, Jimbo.
Yeah, Gus Edwards rushing yards, 69.5 was the line. We all chose over, and we were all wrong because he got his bell rung. And he ended up with 51 yards. Yeah. Shout out to Gus Edwards, though, still averaging 5.2 a carry for his career. We all saw the list on the screen that he's keeping good company with. Just incredible.
Yeah. And
30 years from now, people are going to be like, who was this Gus Edwards guy?
I'll be here. Hopefully he'll be here to tell him,
Yeah. Well, I'll take out my dentures and be like, well, let me tell you, son. I'll tell you how Gus Edwards is.
That's right. He's better than Najee, right?
Oh, dude. Najee's not going to be anywhere on that list.
Dude, Warren is taking his snaps right now.
Yeah, I love it.
Absolutely snatching them. All right, so we are all wrong on the first one. Let's
all
move
wrong.
on to the second over-under here. What do we got? Lamar Jackson completions. Over-under 26.5. He only ends with 22, so it is under.
How many drops did we have today?
Had a few, but we also had some misses from Lamar. Like, if you add the misses and the drops together, he certainly would have gotten to that number. But let's see. Jimbo says over. Me and DK both agree and say under. So me and DK have the early lead. We're up 1-0 over Jimbo here. All right, let's move on to our first defensive over-under. Ravens tackles for loss, 2.5 over-under. They end up with 4. We were all correct in predicting that they would have at least 2.5 tackles for loss. So we all got that one right. So let's see. It's 2 for me, 2 for DK, 1 correct prediction for Jimbo. Let's get
didn't I say this? Oh, right. This is my first one that I got right.
This is the first one you got right.
Ooh, not a good day in the office.
Now let's move on. Last one. Colts turnovers 1.5. We all said, me and you said under, Jimbo, and we were correct. They had 0 turnovers. DK said over, so he was wrong on that one, which means tiebreakers are not necessary. The G-Man regains his rightful place at the top of our internal show competition.
Wait.
With a win. And you look, I'm only upset that I can't share this win with my Ravens because I think all the chat would have been a little bit more excited had I won and the Ravens won too. But it's just obviously a somber day, and so I'm not going to get a lot of excitement, and I get it. But all is right in the universe, at least in 410 Sports Talk world with me back on top.
Well, you won this week. You're not on top.
Well, for this week, I am. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Congrats. You got one, Glenn.
Yeah. Winner. Total points over under. Again, I was correct. Jimmy was wrong. I said over. I said under. Jimmy says over. They end up going 3 points under the 44 total. And then yards. Now, this is where Jimbo surprisingly got the win here.
We played 5 quarters of football.
Yeah, it's true. If we didn't play 5 quarters, yeah.
Imagine if the Dolphins played 5 quarters of football today.
Dang, Louis. No, guys, don't say it, guys. They're saying I'm bad luck when I win, the Ravens lose. Don't say it. No.
That's right.
No.
That's right. Glenn is the kiss of death.
No.
Second tiebreaker, of course, total yards for Ravens, closest to the pin. The number was, let's see. Oh, right. It's close to the pin. What am I doing? The actual number was 364.
Yep.
So if it does go into tiebreakers for you guys, then that will be the second tiebreaker, the score being the first one. So, DK, of course, will let us know who won by Tuesday. But as far as the internal show goes, congrats to Glenn for getting the victory. DK and I will be back next week
to lose again.
Yeah, history says otherwise, but I think that's
I think there was one more. Let me get this.
Super chat.
Yeah, we had a couple in here. Nice. It's just Quan says Keaton will be our leading back when he gets back. Well, no. I tell you what, they need him back because imagine him and Gus together. That thunder and lightning. Is going to be, I think, quite fun to watch. Now, look, I'm hopeful that Justice is back as well because I thought he was playing well, but certainly Keaton's going to bring a lot when he comes back.
It's going to take a lot for somebody to bounce Gus out of the lead back role. I mean, he got his bell rung.
For sure.
Gus was playing his butt off today, but you're right. The combination of, but ultimately, Quan, I think the thing is that if there's a lead back in the Ravens stall of back running backs, it's still Gus. I think that's fair to say. But it will be a combination of all of them, certainly. Dominic Cole says, poor game overall, bad play calling, bad QB play. Great game by Hamilton. Yeah, I mean, the play calling wasn't great. It just wasn't. It had its moments. Poor game overall, for sure. There's no way around it. We earned and deserved to lose that football game. It is what it is.
Yep. They had it coming. And look, the refs didn't do any help. I'll agree there. But look, the Ravens just didn't do enough to help themselves. That's just the very bottom line.
Ooh.
Jimmy, you all right?
Dude, apparently I'm getting beat up.
Apparently you're getting roughed up.
It's not looking good today, dude.
You know what it is? It's the lighting, dude. It's not the right lighting for you.
Is the eyes, or am I looking pretty
you look tired.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm pretty tired today. You got a 2-year-old that's time difference of 3 hours. He's been waking up at 4:50 every day.
Yeah.
And, it's not great. It'll get to you.
Now, well, look, just let the in-laws wake up with him.
Nah, ain't happening.
You know?
Ain't happening.
Sleep in, let the in-laws take it.
Yeah, right.
But yeah,
wrong in-laws.
Remember, we will be back just a couple days on Tuesday evening, back to another live session. Like Jimmy mentioned, we'll have our resident film expert in, Cole Jackson, to break down all the ugly tape that we just saw. And I can't wait to hear, because I saw him on Twitter. Frustration, I think, is the easiest way to encapsulate what Cole was feeling during that game. Like, absolutely frustrated. So, like a Saw movie. Dang, bro.
Oh man, like what did I do?
Maybe it's the background, because you got like a concrete wall behind you.
It's
like
green on green, dude. It's the greenhouse, the green shirt. This is stucco. Not concrete.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah.
I think that's it for us tonight. We will be back Tuesday.
Apparently, thank you guys. To get some sleep.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us. We're gonna let Jimbo go get a cat nap, and
my wife's been punching me in the face. Apparently,
we'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Good night.